a few different times just to kind of get a real deep color. And kind of go in here at the bottom.
Who are those guys?
Your brothers?
No. Yes! You're beginning to get on my nerves. Who are those guys? I couldn't do that. Could you do that? How can they do that? Who are those guys?
The fucking Diaz brothers!
Threats are part of wrestling, you know? But you gotta look at the person that's making the threats. This fat son of a bitch is challenging all of us, has been world champions before, been in this business 15, 20 years, and this fat son of a bitch is gonna trial us all out.
Calm down, okay? All right?
He's fat! I'm gonna...
about this.
I don't care if he don't... I'll make him bleed.
Are we live?
It's the Diaz Brothers Show, live from Studio Z at Brookfield, Illinois, at the Galaxy Ghost Production Center. We are back. It is Friday. Turn up that set and pop a squat. Tonight, Brandon Diaz will not be here, but instead, we got a special co-host. Welcome the new Diaz Brothers.
What is up? Can you guys hear me? Hello? But don't bring the screen down yet. What is up, everybody? No, not yet. Here we go. We're live. Thank you, guys. Can you hear me? Let me know in the chat. How do I sound?
Am I coming in clear? Hey, Mom, I said, am I coming in clear?
Welcome to the Zayd Comics channel. It is Friday.
What's up?
What is up, everybody? It's been a crazy week. We have so much to talk about. Brandon is not here this week. He is at the Exotica convention in Chicago. It's not actually Chicago. It's at Rosemont, where the old Wizard World is held, the fan expos and stuff. So if you guys have been to the old Chicago Comic Con back in the day, we're all 42-year-old males, right? So what's up, everybody in the chat? We got Henry Bemis. Good to see you, Citizen Ronan, Lord Nemesis, Quiet Red Media, everybody else. Jav,
What's up?
Styler, good to see everybody. And if you guys can, we are live on X. We are live on YouTube. We're live on Rumble as well. Let me check in on our Rumblers. We got no one watching on Rumble. That's no big deal. We got no one. That's okay. But who we do have is a man that I think he fills Brandon's shoes, maybe overfills. All right. Thank you. But here we go. Let's bring him on. Let's get some music in here for him. Come on down, Mr. My favorite Shannon in comics, Kelsey Shannon.
Some say I might be spilling out of those shoes, probably. Yes, I'm the long-lost Diaz brother, Paco Diaz. I'm Paco Diaz. Hello.
Yeah, there's a lot of us. You know, a lot of us. I'm half Mexican. My grandfather was one of 21 children to the same parents. So
3 of those were me.
Yeah, yeah. Who knows? Yeah, I'm sure we're related somehow. But what's up, Kelsey? You're back from your long hibernative, if that's a word, hiatus.
Yeah, I've heard someone mention it that I'm seasonal, and I like that. I'm season. I have seasons.
That is good. Yeah, it's a good way to quantify, pieces of work, lifespan. You know, we're on probably season 8.
Lifespan. I'm eternal. Yes.
Part of the forest is what you are.
Yes.
But it's good to have you back, man.
Thank you. Good to be back. I've never been in the little window though.
Yeah, this is we got things working finally. So I hope everybody loves how this is looking. Oh, I forgot to plug the sign in. Damn it! This is why I need Brandon here. His one job is always to plug the sign in. There we go.
Hey,
Now we're cooking with not seed oils.
My Zaid Comics Halo.
That's right. That's right. But it's good to have you back, Kelsey. I'm glad you've come back to life, and I'm sure.
Yes, I'm here on behalf of the Mike Barron Society for Cartoon Excellence, and to present you with an award for achievements in the field of comics. And your prize is to get to hang out with me tonight. Yeah.
Ooh, I appreciate that. It's a grand prize.
I'm on loan.
Thanks for being here covering Brandon while he's looking at half naked women.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I wish I was in his place. Maybe he could take over for me when I go.
I think I'm gonna swing past there tomorrow after work. See that convention's crazy because it starts like at 5 p.m. and goes until 11 p.m. on Friday, and then it's like 3 until 11. So it's weird. It's probably like a comic book artist's dream convention because they don't have to wake up at 10 in the morning and set up and put everything together.
Yeah. What about the after party? That's gonna
we haven't been, but yeah, I know there's a lot of after parties. But it turns out that the women you meet at those after parties don't really care about you.
What?
Yeah.
I thought they were like artist groupies. You mean I've been lied to all these years?
They just want your money, Kelsey. That's all they care about. Heartless. What's up, everybody in the chat? We got a full house here. Share this out wherever you're at. Let them know we're going to be hanging out, and let them know Kelsey's back. We're going to be talking about Nexus tonight. I'm going to be trying to convince Kelsey to do some things throughout the show. Not on the show, but maybe like life changes and stuff like that.
Not something that will be drawn by John Malin later, is it?
No. Of course not.
All right.
No drawing is involved here.
All right.
Citizen Ronan, they care if you have the money. Yeah, that's all they care about. But Angela Curry's here. Good to see you. Careless Whisper. I think it's the first time seeing Careless Whisper in the chat. Saying hi to Kelsey. Kelsey bringing all the girls and boys to the yard today.
Yeah, I'm multi-versatile.
That's right.
Screwdriver. That's.
Oh my! Is that what that is?
Oh, that's good.
I have a
strong.
This is a little probably more foppish than that drink. This is a mango passion fruit energy drink.
Oh,
Jocko
I just
Go.
went through like a case of like Seagram's passion fruit, various things. Jamaica Me Happy. That was a good one.
This is pretty good. But I have a lot of news updates for Lost Pages 3 backers. And thank you guys so much. We, over the past week, we got like 5 or 6 backers, which pushed us over 42,000, which is insane. It's the biggest campaign we've ever had throughout our careers doing these crowdfunders. And yesterday, actually, I didn't even pull up the tweet. Let me see if I could pull that
Henry
up.
Bemis says, gay. Hey, I like my girly drinks, man. They're good.
Yeah, so do I. I appreciate a little fruity taste. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey.
Let's see. So yesterday I got an email that the shipment of books was coming. And then that was at 9 in the morning. And I had to wait until like after work, like 6 p.m. this guy showed up. But I'm happy.
We'll be there between 6 a.m. Monday and 9 p.m. Next Thursday in June.
Exactly. Here it is, though. Is this it? Yeah. Let's see how this looks. Look at these boxes.
Whoa.
We got 21 boxes, I think.
It's like you're robbing an armored car.
I know. The guy opened up the thing and it's like, this is all we got in here is your stuff. But everything looks great. Freaking.
Those are some great looking boxes. You are right.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
I posted this today. The colors freaking pop on this thing. This is one of the interior kind of like chapter breaks. Beautiful piece by Ricardo Jamie on there.
This stuff always deserves to be glow in the dark. Like you gotta have some like, yeah.
Well, that's funny you say that because I had this pinup and I had my colorist Eugene. I probably showed you this a long time ago when we had him colored. One of them was like regular color, and the other one was kind of supposed to be like a high vis, as if there's a black light in the room.
Yeah,
so this was that version. You know, her hair is glowing as well.
Yeah, it looks great.
Sweet. And then
I'm amazed that printed that.
I know,
right? That's really amazing.
I know. Even the colors, like the saturation on the cover of these colors, just freaking pop. I mean, I should probably just show you. I have them.
Melts in your hands, not on the paper.
Yeah, exactly. Let me see if I could do a solo shot here and switch this camera. Is this how? Look at this. Here they are, ladies and gentlemen. Look at them. These are the finished copies. They have the freaking barcode on the back. So, you know, if we try to get them in the comic shops or whatever, probably get them into, you know.
We could do Amazon too.
Yeah. Yeah, they want those barcodes. And then here's that Lobo's Back homage by Bisley, who I got a call from today because he's shipping over the ones he signed. So shout outs to Simon. And yeah, they're freaking 110 pages, 83 pages of story. This freaking awesome, dude. So cool.
The yellow. Yeah, the printing is great.
Yeah. It's mind blowing. Like, and we have the soft touch cover. So if you guys backed from us before, we always try to do that on those. You got the big Simon Bisley nips for all you men of taste out there. Exactly.
Everything a comic needs.
Yeah. And in the back, here's, I don't want to spoil the last page. It's not really a spoiler, but here's Preston Acevedo did a pretty badass pinup for us. Did like a little ending page.
Oh yeah. Man, he's good.
And we also have like character bios and all that in the back. Concept art too, with little notes from myself on things.
What did yourself say to yourself?
We have to find out.
Okay. I need the Diaz decoder ring.
No, you don't have to decode anything. But thank you guys so much for making this the biggest campaign so far. And I believe probably by the end of next week, we will be shipping these out because we're still waiting for the ash cans. So the people ash cans that are being printed locally just down the block. I was just at the printers today, and they print like a bunch of stuff for us, like business cards. They're doing the bookmarks, the Kenneth Roquefort cards as well. So super, super freaking excited about that and ready to get back into fulfillment. Oh no, where'd you go?
Oh, here I come.
There you are.
All right.
Hey, look at that guy.
Yeah, this is my day job. I'm
You're the Black Phantom?
Yes, I am the Black Phantom. I'm off duty right now.
So you're just doing white face now. Is that what that is? Yeah, where's my
this is dead face. This is yeah. Yeah, I love this thing. Isn't it great?
Yeah, the standees are so cool. I wanna get into standees and stuff like that. And
I rarely standee. I usually sit. So there I am.
We got Snarticon DM in the chat with a 6-month member chat. He says you should see if Graham Crackers would sell those. Dude, I do. So Graham Cracker is like the big Illinois comic chain. They probably have 12 stores throughout the state, and I think like one in Wisconsin as well. And I mean, they've had the manager at my local one. He's pretty cool. He used to do the Chicago Times cartoons for Dick Tracy, like in the 90s, which was pretty cool. But he's like an old timer. He doesn't know anything about crowdfunding. And I've brought him the books and he's shown them around through like the management and stuff. And the answer is always like, oh, well, if it doesn't have Batman on it, it doesn't really sell. I'm like, all right. But that's a reason we did, the like manga sized collection, because
cool.
Able to print this at a lower cost so we could sell it at a lower cost. The thing about like the trades is the price point is usually too high for comic shops. And it's like, $25 for, 85 pages, even though that's, pretty good for a lot of the campaigns up right now. they want it as low as possible. So hopefully we can get some of those tomes in there. That would be pretty sweet.
I'm gonna do like Phil does in other people's streams.
Oh,
shows comic books.
New Mutants. I got a bunch of comic books to show too. So we can get into that.
Yeah, what is this show all about? What do we have topics? Are we going to show people like falling down and on their balls or whatever? What does this show do? What do we do?
We're going to look at I don't know, just news and talk, and I'm going to try to convince you to watch the new X-Men show.
Oh God! You're as bad as Cecil trying to get me to watch Picard.
That's what I'm having flashbacks to that. But this is better. I don't know like Star Trek, so this is better than Picard. Okay, I'm just going to say it.
Does it top the original 90s? What is it? 90? When did that come out?
Yeah, like 92.
Oh, yeah.
So far, it's freaking cool. There's some dumb aspects to it. And I know you're an animation guy, but
yeah.
I literally have that. Look at that. I brought that.
Hey, look at that.
I just bought that last week. I bought the first 4 issues of that.
Great fans think alike.
When Strowman gets on. Yeah. Did I send you that X Factor screenshot? They have Forge is in the cartoon, and he has on his wall a picture of the old 90s X Factor with multiple man and strong guys.
No, you didn't send me that. I'd like to see that.
It's pretty badass. But yeah,
what a nice little Easter egg.
Yeah, they're doing that all throughout the show. I'm really digging it, and as a Gambit fan, this last episode really paid off. Like, they made Gambit the biggest badass ever.
Wait a minute. Dale A is saying Friday Babe of the Week for Kelsey. What do we got? What are we talking about?
There's no Babe of the Week on Fridays.
What? But a special one just for your special guest.
Well, the Babe of the Week on Mondays, reigning supreme, has been Sydney Sweeney. You ever heard tell of this woman?
Was she on a TV show or something?
She was in the what was that TV show? I never watched the TV show. It's called Euphoria. You ever hear of that?
No. I was trying to think. No.
She was in the
I've heard of the word euphoria, but
here's a picture for all you people that are wanting to see Sydney Sweeney. Here's Sydney Sweeney.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm just looking at her boobs.
Yeah, she's very
kind of mid, but great rack though. Eclipse.
Here's the thing about her is she's in a lot of stuff right now. She was in that stupid Madam Web film that no one went to see.
Oh,
but everybody raves about her is because she's not bashful at all about showing her boobs or cleavage.
Whoa.
And so it's probably why she gets all of her acting gigs. But yeah, I feel like she has basic Irish woman face.
Yeah, she's got those sleepy eyes.
Yeah, but
yeah, she's cute.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but come on, man. We in my day, these ladies were electric, man.
Yeah, well, I think that's why she's just so popular right now, because she's just unapologetic with her sex appeal, and then everybody else is just has very manly haircuts or is a man or
well, good for her.
So yeah,
I'm shocked they allow her to get away with that.
Yeah, no, and then she's also in a nun's outfit reading the Bible on Twitter. So she's people. That's why people think she's a psyop. She's a government plant. Girl. Yeah,
psyop.
Yeah,
a government plant to turn us all on. Oh, good work, government.
Yeah,
I'm behind that. I'll vote for that.
Be cautious. She might pull a 180. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I hope not though. But yeah, so she's the reigning supreme Babe of the Week, just like Selma Hayek was last year.
Oh yeah.
So
she's reigning Babe of the millennium.
Yeah. Last 2 decades.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got to talk about here. Oh, people that have not yet. This is something that we've been pushing for a while. The awesome, let's see if I can do this here. The awesome Adam Miller campaign that's doing the trading cards on Fund My Comic, the Iron Age icons. As you can see, we got a 6 a.m. Comics character right there. we talked about this last week. They had a vote for who the kind of the final card is going to be. It's like 42 trading cards. It's crazy. It's so cool.
Wow.
Highly recommend you guys going over there and back. And that Magic Cop is part of it. The newest one is the character from Blood Realm. You got Tiger Blue back here. You got Kordrath. Freaking awesome. So everybody always trying to spread the word on this. If you guys haven't checked it out or backed it.
Is this like the AI art or whatever this is? Who drew this?
Adam Miller, who's
okay.
He won a bunch of fan art contests. I think he won the fan art contest for Wraith of God. He's done fan pieces for our books and a bunch of other ones. I'm trying to find it. I pulled up. He did a pretty cool kick-ass Samus from Metroid.
Man, that dinosaur is killer, dude. Looks like
that's
three-dimensional.
So badass. Actually, let me see if I could go to his page. Adam Miller. Here we go. Hey, look at all his pieces that he's done in the past. He's got an awesome digital painted style. Iron
Age icons. That's cool.
Yeah, so he's kind of doing the thing like we did with the swimsuit book, but it's a trading card pack. So you get 42 cards. It actually comes in like a sealed pack, or if you're a retailer, he has like a 16 pack where it has like an actual cardboard box. So here's some of his stuff here. He did this.
Cool.
Super cool. Here's a little bit of I think
okay. Yeah, I know this guy. That's great.
Magic Cop. So we're always trying to give him a shout out.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And that underlighting on the hand, man.
Yeah, his glow effects and lighting is really cool. So shout outs to him. Really cool.
Yeah.
The perfect 10.
Wow.
Badass.
Damn. Well, whoop. That's what.
Did you see you know Todd McFarland, right? You ever met Todd McFarland?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I know who Todd McFarland is. No, I actually met him in New Mexico, I think. Yeah.
Hitchhiking?
Yeah. I'm real thankful he picked me up. It cost me dearly, though. I'm still walking funny. No, he was a great guy, man. I remember meeting him right before his movie came out, and there was no line for just a minute, so I ran over there to like say hi.
At the convention?
Yeah, at the convention. He was just by himself for like half a second. I ran over there and started talking to him about his movie and stuff because I knew someone that like knew people at ILM that were going to work on it. And boy, he just lit up, wanted to talk all about the movie. And then this line started forming behind him again. And it was like stretching like all the way across the convention at one point. And I was like, like this, and he would just be talking, and then the movie, and then I kind of like edged over to the side to see if maybe he can like sign and talk to me. But then he like rotated to face me, so now he's completely got his back to the line, and he just took his time, and he was like one of the most. And then he came to our table at the end of the con, and Al Simmons was trying to get him to get to a plane. And he was just talking to us. He wouldn't leave. Like he was just so cool. One of the coolest people I've ever met in comics. Very cool guy.
That's great. I love hearing stories like that because, there's also horror stories, but it's so cool to hear, especially like I couldn't imagine how thrilled he was at that time of his life, like in a freaking movie made about his character. I'm sure we all would be the same way, talking people's ears off about that. But I
bet he still gets excited about what is it, Western Spawn? I guarantee he's still excited about everything he does.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's some of the best parts of the creative process. But I don't know if you saw this, he's auctioning this off, or I think it's an auction. I never even knew about this, but the Spawn car.
Oh yeah, dude.
Kidding. They did a kind of like a Hot Wheels car, but they also made the real car.
Todd McFarland here. We're putting up for sale the Spawn Mobile, the one we made the Hot Wheels from.
I didn't know he still had it.
Right. We did the two-tone paint job with it separated by the Spawn chains up on here, so you get the black and the flames on one side.
That's so cool.
Up over here, let's walk around it.
It's like a Mad Max mobile.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they showed this off in Wizard magazine years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
Number one, we've got the image logo. I want to make sure.
Even has like
Shout out image. Right,
the parachute
published an image from last
stacks in the
year.
back.
Come around here.
Has
All
it
of this
ever
is fiberglass
raced, though?
body,
That's
so
what I
all
want
of
to
this
know.
detail is actually fake.
Yeah,
so
that would be,
even though
I
it
don't
looks
know.
real, it doesn't.
All this detail's fake.
Yeah.
Unlike my art.
We've got a logo back here. We got the symbol back here.
Super cool.
And we've got my favorite side of the two.
So if anyone wants to buy this,
white with the blood splatter.
What a cool, like, what, 2 million?
yeah,
Right.
just hit up Todd.
And then we've got.
I think there's something wrong with those pipes.
Here,
Like,
this
wouldn't the
wall
driver get
cover,
really
so
hot
you need the
right
wheels
there?
on this.
I doubt that they're real. Maybe they are. I don't know.
Big car. You can get the small car. Right.
Badass. One day we'll have cars, a Shank dragster.
Yeah,
How sick
dude.
would that be?
I'd love it. That's so funny. I remember when they did that, and I was like, why? Okay, it's cool. I ain't gonna. I mean, I would have gone with the monster truck, but
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Well, that was huge. Like I remember when I was a kid, monster truck stuff was so huge. All the commercials, the '90s and stuff.
I had a poster when I was a little kid. I had a poster on my wall of Bigfoot. You know,
Yeah.
you know, right next to the chick from what was that? The Fall Guy. I forget her name. Heather. It's not Heather Locklear, is it?
Heather Graham.
Heather Thomas. Heather Thomas. Right?
I don't
Chat
know.
will let me know.
I've never seen Fall Guy.
What? That movie's or TV show's great. I think they're making a new show or a new movie out of it.
What happens? He like falls.
No, he's a movie
guy?
stunt man
Oh, okay.
that like in his spare time is like a private investigator, I guess, or he just gets caught up in stuff. I don't know.
Heather Thomas. There you go. You were
Yeah,
right.
Heather Thomas. She was smoking.
Let's see, but you have a book that is funding right now. People
I do.
could go get from many. What is that?
It's creature features.
It's not the book.
Oh, is it this one? Oh no, that's the
no.
Punisher.
It's the Punisher too. Oh, this book, Nexus.
Yeah.
Nexus Scourge. Is that how you say it, or Scourge? It's Scourge. Right?
Baron says Scourge, but I'm from Texas. I say Scourge.
Scourge of the Cosmos. That's what they call
Yeah.
logo. And
I don't know how they say it in Louisiana.
Scourge. It's like a pirate thing, isn't it?
I guess I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
I associate
The
that with
Scourge of the Seas.
yeah, exactly. But dude, you've been working on this for a while. Before the vanishing of Kelsey Shannon happens, and you come back, it's all ready to be launched. And the perfect thing too is you did it on Indiegogo and Kickstarter. I think it's soon to come on Fund My Comic. So,
Baron's been experimenting. He came to Fund My Comic early on.
Yes.
Like I think right after I did. So I'm real happy that he's embraced those guys. And
yeah,
I mean, there's people that like Kickstarter. I found Kickstarter real complicated for whatever reason. I'm slow, so I like Indiegogo for various reasons, including it's just easy. And Fund My Comic, of course, with Luke Stone and the gang over there, real good people. So.
Tell me about this. This is, dude, freaking awesome. The trailer, which I want to play in a little bit, is so cool. Very cinematic. And for anybody that loves cosmic comic book storytelling, this just seems like it is all of that wrapped into one book.
Well, I mean, Nexus is like, I think if not the oldest or one of the oldest still running independent comics characters in the business. It's been around since the 80s. It's been through multiple publishers, but largely Dark Horse has been its home for quite a while. But you know, Mike's really embracing the crowdfunding business, and he and the dude aren't doing books together at the moment. I'm always hopeful that they'll get back together for some more stuff. But I'm very, very happy to take to step in for the dude. Because he was always a huge inspiration for me coming up, so, and still is, honestly. So I was all nervous to take on it first because guy's got such a legacy, but now I'm pretty comfortable with it, so I'm enjoying myself. I love like sci-fi, spaceships and laser beams and aliens and all that stuff. So this is a real treat for me getting to do, especially, I read Nexus. Still got a stack of them. So
yeah,
I used to have more.
Nexus is older than me. I'm sure that has to be true.
Yeah, and it's got such a great, they've done world building for so long. It's definitely like a very lived in world. All these characters are, just living, breathing individuals. I recognize the voices of all these characters over, having read it for so long. So yeah, it's good stuff. And this is like this crazy, I don't know. This Scourge is terrorizing the universe, gobbling up planets and causing havoc. And it's headed right for Ilum, which is his home. And so he's got to go out there and meet it. Sort of like the first Star Trek movie, Star Trek the Motion Picture, with V'ger coming in. It's kind of like that.
Cool.
Only much faster and much cooler and with a lot of hotter babes.
We got Shelby Robertson in the chat says, great work, Kelsey.
Hey, Shelby, thank you.
Mo Biggs in my chat. What is this? What is up, Mo Biggs?
Does Bancroft know?
Yeah, he usually never comes into my chat. It's very sad. And Peter Orchard, good to see you too. Let's see. My boy Eddie Winkler says, Phil is uncultured. What up, Kelsey? Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Thanks for being here, Eddie.
Eddie.
Hope your house is doing good. Cranberry Langers, looks gorgeous. Very good. Yeah, so guys, if there's mods in the chat, if you could drop the link, probably drop the, was it MikeBaron.com link?
You could just go to, BaronComics.com. It's actually at BaronComics.com, and you can go and you could probably get some of his other stuff that he's got. And he's always got little extra copies of other books he's done. So if you missed any of those, just hit him up.
Yeah, that's the perfect link because you can get it from either Kickstarter or Indiegogo, whichever you prefer, and grab these awesome books. I actually forgot I got Graham's book, Ghost of Matakuba Key. The Kelly Jones cover just came in the other day. It's in my office. I forgot to grab it and bring it over here to show it off.
I haven't seen his cover. I colored Graham's cover on that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the Kelly Jones cover is awesome. It has
I want to see that.
It's kind of like zombie ghost guy, but he has the spine and back of Dead Man. You know how he has like the vertebrae sticking out?
Yeah.
Super cool. Maybe I'll play something and run and get it.
I was a big fan of his Dead Man stuff, which was written by Mike Baron, author of Nexus, the new book that I'm doing. It all ties together.
So cool. And then also today, Black and White just shipped to my place, so it's waiting for me to go grab it.
I just got that the other day, man. It's so good looking, man. I have yet to dive into it, but I'm going to. Right after I read this whole stack of books that I got from Comicsgate, Magic Cop, 2 Magic Cop books.
Read those. Cool. So we're gonna check back in with the campaign later in the show, and thank you guys for being here.
Indeed.
Let's have some other topics here. We're talking about the McFarland car. This is something, people. I bring you the news. Everyone's like, when are these auctions happening? But Amanda B has got your here. Auction time. The Red Valkyrie art auction. Red Valkyrie Underground art auction. The next one is May 11th. So mark it on your calendars. People that are artists out there looking to sell your wares, hit up Shay or Cy.
She's been trying to get me on that show for a minute. I need to go on there. That'd be I don't know. If it's not betraying the Graybeard's auction.
That's true. You guys always do those awesome auctions. But she does probably like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times a year. But I always miss out or find out at the last second. But they're always have some great creators on there shooting that out. So everybody mark that down on your calendar. Yes.
Yeah, do we have a man on the street with Brandon at the convention with some babes? Do we have any of that?
I'll send them the link. Let's see if he comes on. Let me see here. I'll send that to him. But until then, now I have to. The stream is called Convincing Kelsey.
Oh, okay.
And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to convince you to watch X-Men 97.
I already saw Rogue's butt, and they reduced it dramatically.
I know. I know.
That was making the rounds. I'm like, okay, I got a reason not to watch it. I see.
We've talked extensively about this. We'll do a little palate cleanser before we get to this. Narticon says we want titties, and I do have this up.
My kind of audience.
Yeah, we got the best audience around here. This up from my boy Dan Dahl, formerly known as Booty Juice. You could see his work in the amazing Lost Pages, which he did the first 10 pages of the new book. And he does some beautiful.
Oh, is this who you were showing me earlier?
Well, you probably can't see that, but he has work in there. He's got work in the people. But yeah, I sent you this to you yesterday, I think, because he showed me.
Yeah,
he finally posted it. He's now that he's done with the people for us, issue 2, he's getting to some commissions. He does amazing sketch covers. Look at that. This is his Black Cat Venomized. There's a lot of kind of like Venom crossover stuff.
Yeah, he captures that great 90s style. Yeah, ooh,
yeah.
Well-placed pencil or poorly placed pencil, depending on your perspective.
He says she's not even topless. He doesn't know why he put that pencil there.
Just to, make us all wonder, what are you up to? And where can I buy one? That's...
So there you go, people. I don't know do we have banners here? We could put the no horny banner on down at the bottom. So you guys will know.
Shoot, I'm barely horny. Come on.
Yeah, this is it's tasteful. This is what they were working with in the 90s when they were doing X-Men. And here's the funny thing too. Talking about the X-Men series, they have Goblin Queen in it in one episode. When Jean, do you remember Goblin Queen? She's like the fake Jean Grey is cloned. Or Jean Grey
and that great black ripped up outfit. Oh yeah, she was great.
So she's
Mark Silvestri drew her so good.
Yeah, she's even hotter than Rogue in the show, but they still kind of altered her costume because they covered like her stomach up, so it's not just like she's wearing a thong and a bra and a cape, but she's still
stomachists. I get it. Yeah, people afraid of the stomach.
Yeah, exactly. Shelby was saying somewhere that X-Men 97 is trash and not to watch it. You haven't watched it, Shelby.
Okay, so we got 1-1 here. We need some other. Right now, it's 1-4, 1 against. How are you going to convince me?
Well, here's
opposition in the chat now.
This is a trailer that they just released because they're at like the halfway point for the season. We're gonna watch it, and I want your initial reaction here.
All right,
pop this up.
Right. Undivided attention.
We probably shouldn't get struck because it's a trailer, right?
Sure. Maybe we should do some pauses in there.
If only you knew the future we have in store. You X-Men have been holding hands. We've been placing dominoes.
Whoa.
I think there's really
it looks a little sterile, the style of it.
Yeah, well, like the animation, it's modern animation, so they're kind of like cutting frames. So sometimes there's like frame loops, and you could see that.
Well, I mean,
seconds.
The stuff we grew up on was absolutely awful, but we still loved it. So as long as they're hitting the beats and stuff. So all right, let's see what do we got.
Yeah, definitely.
We shall not live our days wondering if we could have saved more.
We face this as we always have.
All right.
Together.
Yeah, there was some cool stuff, except for that little logo at the end there, the Disney.
Yeah. The Disney's like, oh, and then it brings you back to reality. Like,
I mean, can you imagine the powers of Disney animation and they come up with that, that style? I mean, you think that they would have, you remember, I don't know, you're probably not old enough, but they did TV animation when I was a kid with like DuckTales and Tailspin and like all this block of shows. Rescuers Down Under or Rescuers whatever, something like that. Rescue Rangers, that's what it was. And the animation was just as good as like movie animation, you know. And now they're just saving a buck. But I mean, the colors look cool, I like the effects and stuff.
Yeah, it kind of has like some of that forced cell shading, so it reminds you of that original 90s series, right?
Yeah.
But the story beats they're grabbing directly from Claremont's stuff in like the late 80s. You know, they
really?
Yeah, they did the whole Madeline Pryor, you know, Goblin Queen with Mr. Sinister. Even though my gripe and a lot of people's gripe with it that know those story arcs is they're condensing them down into one episode.
Oh, no.
So like they did, and I think, and this isn't defending them, I think it's because they didn't know if they were going to get more seasons
that's true.
to do it.
Yeah.
And so they probably have like a good end goal. And they're like, oh, we got to get through these really cool arcs. So they're putting it in there.
I mean,
so
they should have done that as like, you know, one of those kinds of stories, the really long ones, as like a season capper, you know, to make you wonder, like, oh, are they going to survive? Oh, find out next season on X-Men.
Right.
98, you know, are they going to start from 97 and like go up? Like, how are they doing this? Or is it just always going to be stuck in 90? Is it 97?
Yeah, it is not. So it takes place in the 90s, of course, right? I guess where the last season of the original actual 90s series took place. But I'm having fun with it. It's cool. We haven't seen a lot of Wolverine being a badass, but something big just happened in this last episode, and some people died. So I think he's going to go like berserker rage and stuff.
Well, two things. Is he short? Did they make him short?
Yes.
Yeah. Does he smoke a cigar?
I don't think so. I don't
Probably
think
not with Disney. All right, that's not a deal breaker. It's not a deal breaker, but it is a mark off of it.
Yeah. Well, I'm reading Claremont's run. I'm probably like issue 112 right now, and it's the first time going through it. And there's so much like inner thought bubbles with Wolverine about how much he's into Jean and how mad he is that he can't be with Jean. And to actually read that, it's like a whole new perspective on the character. I mean, that's something that they only really dabbled in the films, you know, but that's like a big part of his character.
I only read like a handful of stuff. Well, I guess when Jim Lee was on it, you know, I didn't read any of the stuff when Silvestri was on it, but I don't know. It was definitely a part of it at that point, but not, you know, like he wasn't writing her poetry or anything, you know. But it was definitely like a love triangle between them. Oh, damn. I mean, come on. You want me to watch the show, make him look like that?
They did change. They covered her midriff, but
and her underboob
was pretty cool. Yeah, and her underboob for sure. We do have hold on here.
Does Sinister have all? I'll be real impressed if the animation does all those tassels on Sinister.
He's got a lot of them. I don't think it's that many, but okay. He's got a cool voice. Hopefully, I think we're going to see much more of him throughout the season too.
Hold it. Hold it. Hold it.
Super chats from Evil One. Good to see you, Evil One. He says, how much do I gotta pay to have Kelsey to yell at you like John did the other day and steal anything on Disney Plus?
I don't want to see it. Shut your mouth. I don't want to see it.
You don't have to pay anything at all. But you know,
that was just a little taste.
Thank you, Evil One. I appreciate that, and I appreciate all the backers I got after that. But here is a bonk for you. Here you go.
Oh, I'm thankful that wasn't the other one.
That wasn't the long bonk. Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to spare you on that one. Kelsey appreciates the underboob. I think we all do. It's not seen enough anymore.
Well, I just as an example, I didn't know her name. I mean,
yeah,
I had no idea that was Goblin Girl. Thought it was Underboob Girl.
She didn't really use any goblins in the cartoon either. Maybe they'll make her Goblin Queen again.
They should do the what was the other things? The exterminators, those little creatures that would like steal babies and stuff. That was like, I don't know if that was in the X-Men or if that was like a separate thing.
Exterminators.
Yeah, they were like these little goblin guys, kind of. And then she was, I think it was her and all her little broods were in, was it New Mutants? Where they were like, I don't know if she was involved. Gosh, man, I have such a vague recollection of all these stories now.
Yeah, we got D-Wams on X watching. What's up, D-Wams? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, so, dude, how do you feel about Gambit?
I love Gambit. He was great. I loved it when he was like, you got Wolverine all, oh, she should be mine. Up this guy with his one eye and whatever. And then Gambit comes in and he just swoops her right off her feet. Says, so long, suckers. Come on, mon chéri.
Yeah, I always felt like Gambit never got his time to shine. You know, anything they really did after like the Lee Weeks miniseries that he did.
Yeah, that was good.
Didn't really do anything. Yeah, that was awesome. And then
Steve Scourge did one. I don't remember who wrote it, but it was like a 3-issue thing or something like that. That he launched like a new series, but I don't think it lasted very long.
Yeah, I feel like they've never really knew what to do with him, and they tried to give him like his backstory was a Romeo and Juliet thing where he was part of the Thieves Guild in New Orleans.
That's still one of my all-time favorite comics from it's Jim Lee and like Willis Portacio and those guys. I think it's Claremont, and the legend is like they did it in like a week or something like that. But his freaking hair is just out of control, man. It's so good. Yeah.
But in this last episode, he's like the coolest Gambit you've ever seen in any.
His hair, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, look at that. That's so good. He's so cool. But I love that dynamic with Gambit and Rogue, where she's like the hottest X-Men, but she's untouchable.
Oh, that's right. He was always after Rogue. Yeah.
She's untouchable. They have this like love-hate relationship, but they love each other. And in this new series, they're playing around with an idea that was planted in Savage Land, where Magneto had a relationship with Rogue. And
that's right. Yeah.
Magneto could touch her because of his electromagnetic powers or whatever, which that doesn't really make sense. They're just putting that in there. But it creates a cool kind of like dichotomy where he could touch her so they could have a physical relationship, but her and Gambit can't, but Gambit still has her heart and stuff. So she's like the drama between those three, which almost has never been explored. Maybe in the comics it has, but not in any of the animation. And it all culminates in this latest episode, and it's freaking great. There's some great dialogue in it between Rogue and Gambit, and the ending is a huge payoff for Gambit, and it's not them banging. I'll put it out there.
Well, David Williams says Michael Golden's the only guy that made Gambit seem cool to me, and I only remember him drawing him one time, and that was in an X-Men issue that had Jim Lee, Larry Stroman, Mark Silvestri. The cover was by like Jim Lee, inked by Kevin Nolan. I don't remember what issue it was. It was like right toward the end of his Uncanny run. Like there was like a little one shot that had like a ton of guys in it.
I'll have to look that up. I've never seen that.
Yeah, I think it might be. I don't remember. No, I don't remember which one it was. But that's the only time I remember him drawing Gambit.
Look at this. Shelby says next year Phil will be up to the 2007 era. X-Men comics where Gambit was one of the most deadliest marauders. Yeah, I know about the Mutant Massacre. They kind of retconned that, though. They never said he was the one that led the Mutant Massacre. killing all those.
I'm reading comments.
We get it. You like X-Men cartoons, Phil. Why don't you marry it already? I can't.
Are you the one voice? Are you the only one trying to convince me to watch this? Because
probably no. I mean, Joe Sontag did a stream about it. He really loved. Everybody that watched the newest episode is like, this is the best episode by far. It was really bad. You get Cables in there for a split second. Nightcrawler's in there, and he's super, very Nightcrawler. He's got that German accent, very fun-loving character.
See, it just kind of hacks me off because, like, that's like the X-Men era that was my X-Men, and I got into comics largely because of that, and Image and all that stuff. And when I got into comics, none of that existed anymore. And here we are, 30 years later, something like that, and now they're bringing it back, but in animation.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're capitalizing on all these stories that they own and haven't done anything with for 30 years.
Yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah,
I mean, DC, they're following suit because DC's been doing that with all their animation.
I mean,
doing like Killing Joke and things like that. I haven't seen any of that though.
Yeah, all that stuff has been pretty good. I did just ignore the first 20 minutes of that Killing Joke. They did that weird Bruce Timm Batgirl banging Batman on a rooftop.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I mean, I did see some of the Green Lantern stuff, which was really fun. Some of the I've seen some of the Warner Brothers stuff. It was really good. Even though that animation style, like I can let that go if they hit those beats really well. If they're doing the action cool and and that's what it looked like in that X-Men trailer. It looked like they were doing that, like when the Sentinel like crash lands. That was like cool. If they really milked that moment, that'd be sweet.
Dude, the action in this series is really, really well choreographed. They make Cyclops, which I've never been a Cyclops fan. They make him use his powers in a way that no one's ever done. Like, he's shooting his optic blast and the force of it is pushing him backwards, like out of danger.
Oh, cool.
And so he's using it as like a movement ability as well. Really, really cool.
He's going to the store.
Yeah. Cyclops fans will be happy, even though there's like no Cyclops fans out there except for Eddie Winkler.
I watched this whole thing by what's her name? Comic Girl 19 or whatever it was. Do you know
Comic
who I'm
Girl
talking
19?
about?
Yeah, she's old school.
I watched her whole thing on X-Men, which is excellent, by the way. Highly recommend that. And she talks about how cool Cyclops actually is, and she convinced me. Like, he was never one of my favorite characters, but yeah, I dig him. He's a leader. He's complicated. Very cool, and I love his brother. I was always a Havoc fan.
Yeah, Havoc's super cool. I love Havoc's 90s costume with like the leather jacket, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Super cool. Yeah, I was hanging out with Eddie Winkler last weekend, and he's telling me he's a huge Cyclops fan. He's like, Cyclops is cooler than Wolverine. He's cooler than Havoc because he's got this big arc where he's super dedicated to Xavier's dream, right? Vision for mutants and humans living together, coinciding. And then he gets to a point where he's like, F it. Like, this isn't working. And he flips and becomes more radical. And he's like, I've been sacrificing so much of my life to keep humans safe. And they're so ungrateful about it. So
he becomes selfish.
Almost like Magneto, at that point. So he's got some cool arcs, which I guess I'll get to that point when I'm 50 reading these comics, because there's so
all right. Art and Times of Jay Ryan says Starjammers. Let's go.
Oh my god, I don't know that big lizard guy was always cool looking.
That would be cool if they put that in, if they do the whole Starjammers and then the Shi'ar Empire stuff, and then
I think they did that in the original series, the original cartoon. I think they may have already done that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I only saw that one pilot in the 90s, and then I never knew that they made a whole series until not that long ago.
You're talking about the
one where they go to Asteroid M. It's just the one.
I just watched that the other day.
It's great. It's really good.
It's on YouTube for free. It's called Pride of the X-Men. It's Kitty Pryde comes to town. Yeah, that's what the arcade game is based off of. All those Dave Cockrum designs. You know, the brown Wolverine. He's Australian for some reason in the cartoon, which is awesome.
Why not?
Yeah. But yeah, that's great too. Everybody watch that. And Kelsey, I think you should watch X-Men 97.
If you give me your Disney Plus password, I'll watch it.
Here's the thing: I don't have Disney Plus, but I could send you some links.
Am I going to have special hardware and evade the FBI? And
maybe, I don't know. It's not my computer, so.
Oh, okay.
Eddie Winkler says, "F the jammers. You will all revel in Cyclops' awesomeness." This guy's a really simp for Cyclops. Kelsey needs to watch Australian Wolverine. He's watched it already. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Was he also Australian in the series when they did it after that?
No, okay. I don't know why. There's
in my video about remember when Wolverine was cool? Like I used a clip out of the animation, and that's when I first realized that there was a whole series because it was a whole bit about my claws are animinium, you know, or blah blah blah. He's like giving this whole like diatribe before he stabs the guy. Mm-hmm. Do you feel lucky, punk? You know.
Exactly. Here, I'm going to pull up some animation here. See how Cyclops uses his powers. Just for you, Kelsey.
Hey, at least it's still done by people.
Hopefully, won't get.
Oh my God! Look at that! You're not winning me over.
Hold on.
Look how cool Cyclops is. Oh, okay, that was cool.
The action choreography is not bad.
All right, this is pretty good.
It's pretty dope, yeah. So
there was a great. I doubt they're listening, even though they should be listening to the Zaid Comics Phil Diaz show here.
Yeah,
the animators of that. There's a great little short story that Brian Stelfreeze did. He might have wrote it too. I don't remember, or it was Devin Grayson maybe that wrote it. I don't remember who wrote it, but it was a really cool story about him going to the store, and he's just got his glasses on, and then these like street thugs come up to him, you know, that old thing.
Sure.
So that part wasn't very cool, but it was just, you know, they needed to get him to fight somehow. So they knock off his glasses, and he has to keep his eyes closed.
Yeah.
And it goes into how doesn't rely on just his vision, that he trains excessively in martial arts and combat. And he was able to take these thugs down without ever using his power, except for this one moment where this big guy comes in and he's like, you know, like maybe I'll just peek at him. He just guy blows the guy across the street.
So cool.
But yeah, it was a great example of how he has a lot of discipline, you know, and is training in beyond just his using his power, you know.
Yeah,
he's a force to be reckoned with in any case.
Yeah, reading the Claremont stuff and watching the shows making me fall in love with the team again, and you know, having me craving to do a team book, you know. So hopefully one day I get to do something like that, because the amount of character and character development in these stories is really, really cool. It's awesome, and picking up a little tips and tricks there, but back in the day, like pre-90s art, there was, I feel like, so much more you could put in a 24-page comic, because like the layouts were more geared towards that storytelling.
Yeah.
So when you have a page that has maybe 8 panels on it, like those, you could split up those character moments and kind of build so much story behind these scenes just on one page.
Yeah, like the X-Men, what was it? The giant size X-Men #1 that Cockrum did with Claremont. I love that old storytelling, because it's not it doesn't do the moment to moment where you get to see like a character like he's rearing back to punch, mid punch, punches the guy, and it's like there's a page. I'm like, oh, thanks for giving me one thing on a page. But no, those old comics, every panel, and actually there's still some guys that do this, like Mignola. You look at Mignola's stuff, every panel is like a different scene and a different moment of time. It could be in the same sequence, or it could be they've moved to a whole new location, and so your mind fills in a lot of the detail in between. So like in like a Kirby comic, it'd be a panel with him executing like a punch, and then another panel where the whole team is like dogpiling on somebody. So your mind is filling in that whole fight scene to get to that point instead of actually seeing it beat for beat. Now, there's arguments to be made for like all the different kinds. I think you should be a chef and use all kinds of seasoning to really make it good. But I love that kind of old storytelling because you can accomplish so much in one issue that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. It's crazy thinking about, all that as kind of like ingredients and knowing what makes what makes a story good as compared to a different story from, maybe the 70s or 80s compared to the 90s. I think a lot of modern storytellers, modern comics that grew up reading that early Image stuff, they kind of are doing themselves a disservice to not go back and read that, because those big bombastic pages are awesome for page turns and payoffs.
I'm a sucker. Yeah,
everybody loves them, but I feel like you could really tell when a creator grew up on that stuff because they kind of use that too much in storytelling, and they don't sing with that old style.
We have a different kind of setup here. In monthly comics where you got, people coming in every Wednesday and they're faced with a shelf full of stuff, which will cost you hundreds of dollars, but you only got $5 in your pocket. You probably get 2 of them. McFarland had this thing that he would call flip factor. So when you're at the store and you're flipping through the comic to see if it's something you want, he's the one that talks about having that key shot on every page or different sizes of characters, never repeat the same scale, things like that to create flip factors. So you'll grab that kid's attention when they're flipping it at the store and going, yeah, I want to try this one. Whereas like if you look at European graphic novels, when you really get in there and look at those, 100 little panels that they got on that page, they're amazing, but they're all like wide shots with full backgrounds, and I'm like, what is this guy doing? You're looking at it. I'm like, I need my magnifying lens. It when you're looking at it from afar, it kind of just bleeds together as just panels. So like I think that there's something to be said for a little bit of that. Like I'm all proponent for like, let's have a little of everything in there. Some wow and some some actual storytelling stuff. Because like I'm a sucker for like what's his name, Michael Turner, like Witchblade comics and stuff. But it's just like a pinup book. But I mean, I'm not gonna die when I'm flipping through that. I'm like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, so cool. Right? Yeah, and I'm sure that led to a reason why there was that boom in the 90s. But at the same time, you don't see a Wildcats movie coming out,
Yeah, it's true. Well, I mean, surely there's a way to do that and have a lot of story. It's just that I guess the story they presented. I mean, I still remember like X-Men issues. I still remember Batman Year One and Dark Knight. I remember even Watchmen, which I'd only read like 10 years ago or something. So I remember all these stories. I can barely tell you what happened in Wildcats. Like I know visually what happens, but I don't
a lot.
Yeah, even though I love it, I can't really recall like what people's motivations for the things they did were,
Yeah, for sure. But I think like X-Men is such a cherished series, especially from the 80s. everybody, like modern story, or modern comic fans or storytellers that grew up on those 90s comics, they're always like, oh, Claremont was super wordy, there's so many words on the page. But also they're like, oh, what's the best X-Men or Marvel book from that time? It's like, oh, Claremont, the Dark Phoenix Phoenix. And reading that stuff, he does a lot of narration where he's telling at the same time as showing. So you'll have a scene where, like, Thunderbird, that Native American X-Men, he dies, right?
Yeah, right.
On the series, and
he was a jerk,
right? He was an a-hole for sure. He was like even more of an ass than Wolverine. But he sacrificed himself to take out the bad guy, and the plane blows up or whatever. And then in the next issue, Scott is super distraught over and pissed off, like, oh, I could have done something to save this guy. And he's just walking through the forest behind the X Mansion, and he blasts a tree to get his aggression out. But all of that, there's probably like no dialogue on that page. It's all narration of Claremont telling you what's going on in his head. And,
well, it's closer to novels. I mean,
sure. For sure.
That's what I do like about it, even though I didn't read everything faithfully. Sometimes I would skim through and then read the stuff that was important to me, or sometimes I read it all, I'd go back and read it all. But the one thing that I do know, as compared to like a lot of stuff now, is that when I spent 75 cents and then eventually $1.25 on an X-Men comic, it took me hours to read, sometimes days, because I would like stop and like go do stuff and then come back and finish reading it. But I can literally sit down with a modern comic from the last 10 years or more, and or even manga, and like read it in like minutes.
Definitely,
very quickly.
There's so much substance in those old books, and I recognize that too. I have the whole Demon run, Jack Kirby's Demon, Etrigan.
Oh yeah. I got that graphic the trade somewhere. Yeah, that's a good one.
It's very reminiscent of those old Jack Kirby books where there's a lot of narrative elements to it, where there's a narrator almost telling you what's happening in the panel. More so back, from whatever that was, the 60s or 70s, but that carried over into Claremont's work.
It's melodrama. I mean, it's a soap opera basically. I mean, but that's what you get from serials. Again, we don't really have the luxury of space, to really flesh that stuff out and build that melodrama as well as action. And you need issues worth of time for that. You can get away with a little bit of it, and that's where having those captions and internal monologues and things like that can flesh out a lot more of your character development, in a shorter amount of space. So, it just depends on how much you want to give and how fast.
That's a great point. And I don't know if I shot you this message, but like going through these old issues, having a crisis of being like, man, can I do this doing a trade, I almost wish I was doing a monthly book so I could build something like this. Because even Claremont, I mean, he had 10 or 20 years of of X-Men already being around, like, well, let's say 93 issues, right? Before he jumped on. So he has that history built in. And that's a luxury that none of us have doing indie stuff,
But, I mean, I like, for my book, as you know, I've been struggling with various things with, like, I've gotten to know all the characters in Shank, and I just want to, like, I'll have fun with just them hanging out at the food truck, talking, and I'm like, this is great and everything, but it's not really getting me anywhere. And then I realized I've just spent 3 pages kind of having fun, and it's great dialogue, and I'm enjoying myself. But it's like, okay, how can I turn this 3 pages into 1? And then, like, let's get the ball rolling,
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
But I see how easy it is for Claremont to, like, because I've heard he knows those characters really, really well in his head, and they're living people, that do their own thing. He's just documenting it.
I've heard that he never stopped writing the X-Men, and he has issues scripted out, and Marvel won't pay him to turn them into actual books. Like, he has a story, which is insane. I mean, John Byrne too.
Byrne never stopped. Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy.
So crazy. But sorry, chat. I know we do have some super chats here.
Okay.
Thank you guys for being here. Let me see. I think Angela, we didn't get to this one, did we? Bonk me for Kelsey. $5. Thank you so much, Angela. Hey. Cheersies. Happy Friday, guys. And throwing out some emojis. Yeah, we'll do the big bonk for Angela. Thank you so much.
Jesus!
Thank you.
Is it over? Is it... Okay.
Another super chat here. Evil One for $5. I got cells from the X-Men cartoon. That's cool. Animation cells.
Oh yeah, nice.
That would be awesome to see.
Omega Red cell,
dude. My brother loves Omega Red. He's so.
I do too. Those are man. When he shows up in the X-Men, I just thought he was the coolest thing ever. But
yeah. He is awesome.
I hear a lot of people don't like him now, or there's like some backlash. Like, he didn't do nothing. I think that thing out of his hand. It looked cool.
Yeah, it was so cool.
He's got white hair.
I think he's an X-Men now. Like, he's a good guy.
Oh, really?
Teams. Yeah, in the comics. I think I saw a cover with him on it, and like Beast, like a bunch of other. They're doing like new X books with different factions.
Oh, okay. Was he Russian?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because for some reason I always loved the Russians. I guess maybe I'm a secret commie. Me and Commie Mark gonna hang out. No, I always loved Crimson Dynamo from Iron Man. He was part of the Russian crew of I can't even remember. That was like way long ago when I read that stuff. And then Omega Red. Well, those two Russians. I liked two Russians. Oh, yeah.
Like Colossus?
Black Widow. Yeah, Colossus was great. Magic, his sister, right?
Yeah. Magic's awesome. Yeah.
Like them Russians, man.
They did you see that New Mutants film that no one saw?
No, I didn't see that one. No, I missed that one.
It's kind of cool.
It was?
Yeah. Magic's in it, and she's played by Anya Taylor-Joy, that like,
oh yeah, right,
with the wide eyes or whatever.
She's gonna be Furiosa. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, she's gonna be Furiosa. The cool thing in that New Mutants film was, so like Magic could go into limbo, which is like that other like hell dimension or whatever. And she has, remember Lockheed, the little dragon?
Yeah, right.
Lockheed's in the movie, and she has him as like a stuffed animal, but he comes out of the limbo dimension. He's actually real, which is pretty cool in the film.
I did see oh man, what's it? Who's that character from New Mutants that was
Sunspot?
No, he was all like black machinery and kind of stuff.
Oh,
like,
Warlock.
Warlock. No, was it Warlock?
Yeah.
No,
right, that's his name.
They made a TV show, I thought, of him, and it had the guy Dan something or another that played him. It was really good. He was like in a. Am I thinking of the right thing?
I think you're thinking of.
He was in an insane asylum, and he
Xavier's son.
Yeah,
not Legacy. Legion. Sorry,
Legion.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. So Legion, that show was really neat. Like they should take. They should like make a New Mutants with like Magic and that guy that played Legion and like whoever directed that show. Yeah, it was fun, man. They didn't do enough of that show. Just getting good.
I heard it was good. Evil One, thank you for the
like
super chat. Cell animation has more character, and I just like it more than the new digital animation. Yeah, that stuff is super cool. It's got so much character to that. Camel did a little cell for his Hail Salad campaign. The movie one did like a little pseudo animation cell, which is pretty badass.
I know some X-Men by name. There's Cyboy. Claw Man, Iron Dude, and
Metalhead.
Metalhead. Yeah, right.
Pretty good name. Eddie says, "Man, that theory sounds great. Wonder who told you that, Phil." Yeah, I have my own thoughts, Eddie. I just think of them after you tell them to me. Is it tonight a full moon? I don't know if it's a full moon. Hyper Wizard knows all that stuff. Phil looks different. I don't know. Oh, it's probably because I'm wearing my Gambit shirt.
Oh yeah, you were telling me this. I didn't have. I just said I'd be wearing shirt. I didn't have a Gambit shirt.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's the least I could do. Very least.
I'm gonna pull up Nexus again because speaking of characters, there's one character in the Nexus Scourge book that I want to know about, and people have been asking about.
Is it Wolverine?
No, it's this character here, this mysterious
that's
cosmic boarding man.
That's Gnosis. He's the herald, the galactic herald of Gormondo, which is that giant guy right there.
Gnosis. Now this is that's a much better name. We talked about this on Monday, and people were speculating if his name was like Chrome Boogie Boarder or
these guys are definitely analogous to some characters you may have know of.
For sure, yeah. And we saw because I saw him in the trailer. You get a pretty good shot of him, and I'm like, oh, this guy looks badass.
Yeah.
And everyone's trying to guess what his name was. But there you go, people.
Gnosis. Yeah, it's a good name. I like Gnosis. Yeah.
Yes. Not Omega Yellow. It's not Omega Yellow.
Yeah, and he's not exactly like Chrome. To me, he's like brass or like some kind of like white gold almost.
Tin?
Not quite silver, but he's got like a little tint to him. Yeah.
It's like the Tin Man almost.
Yeah, yeah.
An ancient evil, billions of years old, wages war on the universe. Entire star systems are vanishing without a trace, leaving devastation in their wake.
It's my movie premiere.
Nexus, the intergalactic guardian of lost souls, must stop the unnameable terror and its expanding scourge of destruction. The totality of everything in existence will collapse upon itself if he fails. With the fate of the cosmos in the balance, Nexus must confront his most dangerous adversary yet. Can he save creation from total and certain destruction, or will darkness reign supreme? Find out in Nexus Scourge, the all-new epic sci-fi adventure from Eisner-winning co-creator Mike Baron, exploding with Kelsey Shannon's dynamic artwork. Order at Indiegogo.com.
I love that amazing award-winning writer Mike Baron and Kelsey
Shannon.
That's like when you see those movie commercials and they're like Academy Award winner Meryl Streep and this guy, you know.
Yeah. Who's a guy?
Danny DeVito in The Ultimate Love Story of
Steve Buscemi. I was trying to think.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, Academy Award winner Meryl Streep and Steve Buscemi.
Oh, this looks awesome, dude. I'm so happy that this is coming out. You're also working on coloring the original. How many issues of Nexus?
Yeah, so we got 3 campaigns planned. We're starting with this one, which is completely done, ready to go. It's in the second book we're doing is called, I think we're calling it Origins, and that's going to have the very first series, which I think is 3 issues, 3 or 4. I can't remember exactly, but that's the very, very first series that Mike Baron and Steve Rude did, and it was in black and white. And so I'm coloring it right now for the first time. It's never been colored before, and I think we're going to pair that with the Origins story that basically told the whole origin story in one issue, one oversized issue that came out from Dark Horse. So, and is little changes in I think in the origin that they made over the years. So you get to kind of see the very first thing that they ever did, but kind of, you know, done up with some spit polish, you know, with some color and all that, and then the Origins tale, and then the next series after that, the third one we're doing this year is the finished Nexus triplets story that we started a couple years ago. We did one issue of that, and it's supposed to be 3, and I'm about halfway done with the third. Well, maybe not half, but getting into the third issue. So that's going to be completely done by then as well. So yeah, this is lots of good Nexus stuff coming out. And I'm coloring Kid Carter for Aaron Lopresti, which is out there right now as well. So lots of space guys and girls going on this year. This is the year of sci-fi for comics.
That's great. Yeah, I dig it. I'm excited about it. Always on the grind. Always putting some new stuff out.
Yeah. I mean, I got a lot to live up to with the Diaz brothers in the house, man. These guys cranking it out. I'm like, man, I got to keep my record of like one of the guys that does the most stuff around here.
If there's anything I'm known for is cranking it out, Kelsey.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
There you go. Kid Carter looks great as well. I back that one. That one's so cool. Aaron's one of my favorite auteurs out there.
He's literally doing some of the best work of his career. These last several books that he's done. You know, I followed him since he showed. Well, I mean, he showed up in like the 1940s or something. So I guess I followed him much later when I was born.
After D-Day happened.
Yeah. I was a fan of his, like, what was it? Was he a part of the Ultraverse? I think.
Yes.
Was that the company?
Yeah, he did Sludge.
And
then the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown or something like that.
Yeah, he shows up in Sludge, that character, the Pumpkin King or something. I can't remember that guy's name now.
Lord Pumpkin.
Were
you a big? I have a lot of friends that are their favorite Ultraverse character is
Prime.
No, not Prime. Why can't I think of his name now? Oh my god!
Now I'm gonna have to go look. It's been a long time since I thought about them. Let me see. Hard Case.
Thank you. Hard Case. That's the guy. Hard Case. Yes.
I didn't like his shoulder pads.
No.
It's kind of I'm a visual guy, so I'm usually drawn to the visuals first, and like his
some creators around here that love his shoulder pads.
Their shoulder pads were out of control. You know, I'm definitely a fan of a good shoulder pad. I mean, I love me some Judge Dredd with his shoulder pads.
Yeah, he's got some good show. He's probably
Prime too was like ridiculous looking. He was just so huge, even though it was extremely well drawn. Who drew that? Blevins? No. Who drew that? I can't remember, but it was always real fun to like see on the shelves. But I was always into Sludge, honestly. Out of all those ones, I liked Sludge. And that's weird because it's like a big blob guy, big blue blob guy.
Yeah, he's like.
I think I just love the art in it. Actually, that might have been the main reason I looked at it. That and Prime. Brayfogle drew Prime, right? Who the hell drew Prime?
I don't know. I wasn't alive. Did you know they were going to do a cartoon
of Ultraverse?
Yeah,
or Prime?
It's like all of them.
Oh my God! It was written by Gerard Jones. Oh, bummer. Yeah, Norm Brayfogle. Yeah.
Sludge.
Oh wow!
That's Prime. There's our boy,
dude. Now this looks great.
Yeah, this looks awesome. This is like 2 weeks before the company went under.
Oh,
I don't know.
They spent all their money on this. How cool that looks!
Yeah, it's awesome.
Prototype. This looks like Peter Chung made this or something, man. This looks great. She's
female
wheels. Dude, who the hell's that guy? Oh, that's Rune. What the hell's he doing in there?
There's Lord Pumpkin.
Yeah, he's taller than I thought.
I think that's Sludge.
Dude, this opener is
it's so cool,
man. Yeah. Dude, if this came out, I would have watched it.
Yeah.
Damn straight. It looked great.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
I watched Cops, for crying out loud. The cartoon, remember that cartoon?
Yeah.
What was his line at the beginning? Was fighting crime in a future time. Yeah, Cops. That was great.
I hope Barry Windsor Smith got some residuals. What did he do?
Rune. Yeah, I think he's like co-creator of Rune.
That's right. I think they did a omnibus of Rune not too long ago.
I liked Rune. I mean, I didn't read it, but I loved his art in it. That was kind of like a weird time for me with Windsor Smith, because I'm like, I just wanted to see him draw more Wolverine. And he was doing all this guys with frilly lace, and sabers, and I don't know what the hell he was doing, light cycles that shot out rainbows and things like that. It was just so weird, the things he was doing with like Barry Windsor Smith storyteller. And but Rune was cool. It was like dark, it was vampire, it was weird looking. I don't know, I'm sure it's a good story.
I never seen it. I never read it. I was more of a
there was a Rune Conan crossover. Get that one. That was probably a good one.
I was more of a what was that Image book about that Native American that was crying all the time?
Cry for Dawn? No. What was that? Shaman's Tears.
I was more a Shaman's Tears fan.
I bought that too. Mike Grell.
Yeah, Mike Grell, and it had like a 6 cover folding opening cover.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, I didn't really get the concept and or the
yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't really my thing, but I literally bought every Image comic that came out for the first year. So
Sure.
I had everything.
Well,
I even had that Jerry Ordway one with the guy with the star. I had Art's black and white, the originals.
Oh yeah.
I had everything. It was good times.
Early Shaman's Tears was good. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Native American on a space station. It was really odd. But I was always into like Marshall Bravestar, and it kind of reminded me of that, like
sure.
Teeth of the wolf. Strength of the bear. What?
I watched an episode of that with my girlfriend a couple weeks ago.
Dude, need, if you're gonna watch any of them, there's a movie. It was actually several part episode, but the movie, he goes back in time and fights Moriarty in London, in ancient London. And it is a great series. Yeah, that's the one that always sticks out in my mind. When I watched that as a kid, as being like the best. Like it had the best animation. At least that's what I remember. I don't know why, but that was a good one. At 30-30, that horse, his horse that like turns into
a humanoid horse with a shotgun.
Yeah, that gun. Yeah, Lucille or whatever the hell his gun was called. I don't remember.
Ridiculous. We'll do a little refresh here. Let's see. You got is this the campaign? Yeah, Nexus. 273 backers. Do a little refresh. Little drum roll. I don't know if we have a drum roll.
Oh, we lost a couple. All right. Good job, Phil.
No, you got 3 backers. I think.
Yeah. Awesome.
There we go. Thank you guys for backing and being a part of the stream. And spread the word. If you guys can't back now, but you want to, because this book looks so freaking good, go on over and hit that follow button. That means every update that the campaign puts out, you'll get it, even though you haven't backed it. Just a little reminder that you do want to back it. Thank you, everybody, for dropping links as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Been very great. Yeah, we're gonna get ready to send you over to Bancroft's stream. I don't know what he's doing over there tonight.
Me? I thought this was the only show I was doing.
No, you don't have to go. Everybody in the chat is gonna go. We have 81 people in the chat on YouTube, and that's real numbers. If you consolidate, or I guess it would be consolidate all the numbers from Twitter, 69 over there, so it's 150 people, and then 8 people over on Rumble as well. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the show.
How many of those are watching all three at the same time? So it's all one person. It's
all of them. Yeah, it's
okay.
Two people are only watching. But I did bring these books because I went to the comic shop the other day. I wanted to show them off. The first four of Strowman's starting run. Let me see if this works. If I do,
check out his Alien Legion too, man. Chuck Dixon writing, so good.
Sweet
I love that cover, so great. I love the way he draws the big dude,
strong guy.
Yeah,
look at him.
I keep want to call him Mondo.
No, well, his real name's Guido. Remember that?
Guido. That's why I want to call him Mondo. And Polaris, and Maddox or Madrix, the multiple
man. So good.
Havoc is in this team, right?
Yeah.
Or no? And then who's the cat girl? Wait. Is Wolfsbane?
Yeah.
I can't believe I still remember all that.
Wolfsbane. She's the same one from New Mutants, right? She's Scottish?
Maybe.
I think she's Scottish.
Yeah. I love that cover too. And his costume designs, that Havoc looks so freaking cool there, man. They all do. Look at that cover. So good.
So good. So I got that. I picked this up. I hope this is just a one shot. It's a Hickman. You're probably not familiar with this character, but Phantom X. He was probably.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing him pop up.
He's probably like 20 years or maybe 15 years old. He's a Morrison creation, but one of my favorite modern X-Men.
Yeah.
He's like super mysterious, and he has like 3 brains, and his power is basically
where does he keep
illusions.
Them? One in his pants, one in his head.
Probably. He has this. He's a Grant Morrison character, so he has this spaceship that lives inside of him that he vomits up, and that's one of his brains, and then it gets big, and then the whole team goes inside. I don't know. He's fucking
freaking Grant Morrison, man.
Yeah. And then I got more
right over my head.
I haven't had an action figure of this character. He's like the Lobo of the X-Men. Random.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is when Quesada took over for a bit, and then after him, I think a young what's his name worked on Spawn and now Batman, and then Batman Capullo did a nice run on X Factor right after him.
So I've never read anything with random in it, so I had to grab these covers, and then this one I had to grab. It's a double wraparound cover. But it had the freaking hologram cards, which is hard to look at that. Which that's something I want to look into doing. These freaking
right. They're like lenticular where they move.
Well,
those are just the straight holograms. Okay.
Yeah, these are holograms where it's like I think it was a sculpted figure that they photographed, and I don't know. It's weird.
I have one of that Sam Keith did. It's the Hulk, and he's got his fists out, holding like the clawing into the ground or something. Yeah. And it does that when you move it. It it kind of like moves like this a little bit.
Super cool. That's awesome. But that's the show, everybody. Thank you for being here. It's coming back down. Kelsey, thank you for coming on.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. Great seeing you guys in the chat. Always
it's been
fun.
Awesome. Brandon has his hands tied up. Hopefully not literally.
Okay.
At the convention. But we're sending you over to Bancroft's. Continue the night. Watch these streams. Support these awesome creators. We got Jay Dalla coming in at the last second here. Thanks for being here. And we will see you Monday. Everybody have a great weekend. And spread the word that the books are in. Fulfillment will be starting hopefully at the end of next week. So we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
She got a great ass. And you got your head all the way up it.
Happy birthday.
Hey, you guys are watching Bird Up.
Hello. Pizza. Pizza.
Today is fine day in California.
Huh?